Around the world, 1 billion people depend on fish for their diet and 200 million for their livelihoods. But over the past 50 years, the amount of fish caught has increased 5 times. The oceans are running out of fish. I'm Alvin Hall. 25 years on Wall Street have taught me a lot about business. But now I'm on a new journey around the world, meeting a new breed of entrepreneur, more interested in doing good than making money. Social entrepreneurs. And I want to help. Hastings, a seaside resort boasting one of Britain's oldest fishing communities. And it's close to the home of Rupert Howes, the head of an organization striving to conserve the world's fish. He explained the origins of the Marine Stewardship Council.
10 years ago, Unilever, one of the biggest purchasers of frozen seafood, came together with WWF, the Worldwide Fund for Nature, to create an organisation that would work to promote sustainable fishing. The wake-up call was the collapse of the Grand Banks cod fishery. This was one of the biggest fisheries off the eastern US coast that had been landing hundreds of thousands of tons of cod for centuries. In the 1990s, that fishery collapsed. 40,000 fishermen lost their livelihoods, and for industry, this was the wake-up call.
How do you make fishing sustainable?
Well, before any product can carry the MSC logo in the marketplace, not only does the fishery have to become certified, but the entire supply chain, from the fishery through the processor, secondary processor, distributor, to the ultimate restaurant or retailer.
So Rupert, it really starts with a boat like the one behind us. The captain of that fishing boat has to be certified.
Absolutely.
Apparently, the owners of this boat know all about the MSC.
How are you?
Hello,
I'm Alvin.
how are you? Hi, Alvin.
Very good, very good.
One cause of overfishing is the way fish are caught, so I came straight to the point.
How big are your nets?
Well, they actually, if you can visualise a tennis net, that's exactly as they sit on the
Yes.
bottom. They have a leaded foot rope, and then they have a cork line, and they actually stand about 4 or 5 foot high off the bottom. Very environmentally friendly way of fishing. It's very selective.
You've always done environmentally friendly fishing, haven't you?
Yes, and that's the impetus for us to actually look at MSC, and we have a certified fishery on herring and also on mackerel.
Fishers may have to invest to become more sustainable, but if customers can be convinced it's important, then they may be prepared to pay more. Is this actually happening in local shops?
Hello, how are you? I'm Alvin.
How you
How
doing?
are you? Good to see you.
Yeah, and yourself. How
Hi,
are you?
what's your name?
My name's Declan.
Declan, nice to meet you.
And yourself?
I can't believe you have the MSC logo here.
Yeah, we've been MSC for about 5 years now.
And what other fish do you have here today?
We've got Dover Saltwich at MSC as well. These were landed out to sea 3 hours ago.
3 hours ago, and they're already
And
here.
they're already here on the counter, ready for the customers to buy.
I should buy something to take home, shouldn't I?
Well, if you like to, yeah.
Do people come in and specifically ask for MSC certified fish?
A lot of the local people come in, they've got used to it now and they understand what it is. And it does make a bit of difference. They tend to buy a lot more Dover sole now because they know it's a nice local fish, eco-friendly, cool.
That's great, but Hastings is a small town with family-run fishing fleets. The MSC has been at work for over 10 years. What impact have they had on the global fish market? MSC certified products are available in 68 countries. 10% of the world's seafood is MSC certified or under assessment. That's 2,500 different products. Japan is one of the MSC's biggest challenges. They eat 10% of the world's fish. Fish is a national obsession.
Yes.
And nowhere is Japan's love affair more visible than at Tokyo's Tsukiji Market. It's the biggest fish market in the world. They trade more than 400 different types of seafood, from wiggling eels to 300-kilo tuna. Before the Second World War, the vast majority of Japan's fish came from local waters. But now, due to depleted stocks, 40% of this fish is actually imported. If this market is to have a future, it's essential that all these fish are caught using sustainable methods. But this won't happen unless customers understand the importance of sustainability and demand MSC certified fish. I thought I'd do my own test on customer awareness.
Have you heard of the Marine Stewardship Council, or MSC?
No, I haven't heard of that.
Is it to protect whales? No, then I don't know. I haven't heard of the MSC before now.
Not great, but I'm told there's more hope in Yaizu, a small fishing port with Mount Fuji as its backdrop. Is there more awareness of the MSC among those whose livelihoods depend on fish?
What happens if fish in Japan starts to shrink so there's very little on the shelves or in restaurants?
I cannot live without fish in my life. Not only me, all Japanese people.
Would you be willing to pay more for fish that is caught in a way that helps sustain the population of fish?
If skipjack becomes more expensive because it's caught in seas far away from Japan, we will still want it.
What have you heard about MSC?
I only know the name. I don't know what they do.
If this very popular fish restaurant in Yaizu doesn't know about MSC, then it faces an uphill climb to achieve the visibility that it wants.
It seems to me that the success of the MSC rests on one key challenge: raising public awareness. That's their most important business objective. We all need to learn more about how fish are actually caught. Here in Yaizu, some fishermen use the pole and line method. It's more sustainable because young small fish that haven't yet reproduced can be thrown back. It's not a common method, even here, and I'm not surprised.
And then you put it back in the water, then you do it again? Okay. These guys go out on this boat sometimes for 30 to 50 days. Can you imagine sitting on this narrow ledge with your knees up against this guardrail on the high seas with huge swells? I would not like to find myself in that situation.
But these local fishermen have no choice. They have to make longer and farther trips.
Good morning. Good morning. What was it like in the good old days of skipjack fishing?
In the past, we set sail in small boats, not big ones, and there were so many skipjack tuna that we could come back that day.
What do you think brought about the crisis in skipjack fishing?
I think the main problem is fishing with nets. With nets, you cannot control the size of the fish that you catch. In a nutshell, it is overfishing.
What would Yaizu be like without skipjack?
I can't imagine life without it. It's not just a major part of our food culture, but it's like our mother's love. If we lose skipjack, it would be like losing our soul.
If the fish becomes scarcer, our livelihoods will be at stake. That's why we need international regulations soon to protect the skipjack, or it will disappear.
Today, less than 30% of the fish in Yaizu is caught by pole and line. But this figure will increase if Hiroyuki Myojin, the president of a local fish processing factory, has his way. He wants to get MSC certified, but his success depends upon being able to buy sustainably caught fish.
My company processes 100% of its skipjack tuna from the pole and line fishing method. The MSC certificate is the only way we can prove this to our customers.
Here, using pole and line is the starting point. But in order to gain MSC certification, the whole supply chain must be rigorously checked.
This is quite elaborate, but it's given me more confidence that the fish I eat is really taken care of.
This factory was built just 2 years ago with one goal in mind.
It was built so we'd have a manufacturing company that meets the standard required for MSC fish.
President Myojin's company grills and packages fish. To become MSC certified, he must prove his products can be clearly traced all along the supply chain.
Given the choice, 99% of Japanese consumers would choose tuna caught by Poland line.
This was exciting news until President Myojin revealed a major snag.
It's just that, unfortunately, the fact that the MSC logo proves the fish is sustainable is not commonly known among Japanese consumers.
I realized the challenge of getting certified is only the start. Better public understanding of the MSC is also essential. But before I can think about how to do this, I need to unfreeze my brain by getting out of the freezer.
I can't see a thing. It's so cold in there. My glasses absolutely froze up when we came out. We're both blind. Where do we go?
My research is done, so I'm back in Hastings with my challenge for Rupert.
When I went around to speak to average people in the street and restaurant owners, they had not heard of MSC, or if they had, they thought it was a government-run organization. So you're really having some PR issues, I think, going on there. Have you found that to be true?
Absolutely. In Europe, we have brand recognition of between 10 and 20%. Japan, it's going to take us longer.
As I was thinking through, how could your company grow and achieve its goals, perhaps at a faster rate, or just increase an awareness of the product? And I thought, what you need in every local market is a marketing partner.
You're absolutely right, because it's a chance for companies to take a leadership position to sort of say, we're doing this and we're doing this because it's the right thing to do.
Yes.
It's good for business, it's good for people, and it's good for the planet, and therefore get behind it. In 6 months, we can certainly try and explore this, and I hopefully will have something to report back to you when we meet in December in Japan.
6 months.
I'll do my best.
Click your heels 3 times.
I will.
Six months have gone by, and I'm back in the Japanese port of Yaizu. I'm very anxious to discover if the Marine Stewardship Council is succeeding. Their goal is to persuade everyone to catch, sell, and eat fish in a sustainable way. Judging by the very exciting addition to the Totai Katsuo fish processing factory, things are looking good. President Myojin and his suppliers have triumphed.
Myojin-san, hi, hello. How are you? Congratulations. Congratulations. I saw it on the way in, on the side of the building.
MSC.
MSC, congratulations. Yes.
Beautiful garden.
Yes, everybody's working hard. We can see.
President Myojin wanted to show me the actual certificate.
There it is. Yes, congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
一本釣りのカツオ
Poland line caught skipjack tuna is a popular fish in Japan. Combined with MSC certification, it's broadening Japanese people's knowledge of the MSC more than ever.
MSC certification proves that fishing in Yaizu can be sustainable, and it can also boost business.
Now we are receiving inquiries and orders from companies in Japan that sell fish who tell us they want to sell MSC skipjack tuna. We've also had around 30 inquiries from overseas, so we are currently exploring doing business with these contacts.
Rupert Howes, the MSC's chief executive, was visiting Yaizu for the first time.
I can guess what you did on your first day in Yaizu.
Can you?
Yes. I bet you went to the new MSC certified factory here.
It was fantastic to arrive in from Tokyo, to get to Yaizu, to get to the plant, and the first thing you see is this huge MSC logo. In fact, 2 of them on the roof of the factory. That was quite astounding, our brand new logo.
It's quite impressive, isn't it?
Very impressive. Here we have a fishery that's come forward, it's been certified, the factory's been certified, and they're now using their MSC assessment to win new markets.
Do you anticipate that other fisheries will come on board?
if we can encourage consumers to preference sustainable seafood, it does indeed create pressure on less well-managed fishers around the world to improve their performance.
But is the MSC convincing those consumers? Has Rupert met my marketing challenge? The answer is back in Tokyo.
Here they are displaying at one of the largest eco conferences in Japan. Now, if I can only find them to find out what's happened.
It's a struggle to locate the MSC on a map that's only in Japanese. But when I finally track them down, I'm thrilled to find that the MSC stand is very popular with all age groups.
MSC's efforts seem to be affecting the next generation. They get a brochure and they go away smiling. But you have to wonder, is it really the free sushi that attracts them? How are you? Good to see you.
I go straight to the point. Has awareness of the MSC improved in Japan?
We're up to about 8% end consumer recognition for our logo. That to me is utterly remarkable for a non-government organisation that hasn't had the budgets to do marketing and in a country where we've only been operating for 2 years.
One important reason for this increasing awareness is a change in their logo.
I see the one there, and you have it here,
yes.
and then you have the old one right here.
Exactly. Our old logo didn't work. People said, Marine Stewardship Council, what does this mean?
It sounded like a government organization, didn't it?
Exactly. So we've developed a new logo that very simply, it says certified sustainable seafood. People understand what it means. And as you can see on the logos we have here, we've translated them into the appropriate language for each country that we're operating in.
Without publicity, a change of logo would have little impact. But Rupert has found a retail partner to help with the vital task of marketing.
So this is the Aeon stand?
That's correct. They are the biggest retailer in Japan.
Really?
And I'm very excited to show you this stand because pretty much a third of the stand has been put over to promoting the Marine Stewardship Council. Aeon now have 20 individual labeled products, and in the cabinet here, this is actually a wild Alaskan salmon, MSC certified.
Yes.
This number here shows you what's called the chain of custody number, so that any consumer coming into Aeon to buy this product knows they can trace it all the way back through every link in the supply chain, all the way back to the Pacific Ocean where it was caught in Alaska.
It's amazing that this organization has given over a third of its booth to your message. Why?
I think it's because the Japanese consumer is interested. We have an excellent relationship with Aeon. We're actually going to be moving ahead to do some co-marketing with them, which is tremendously exciting because that's where they'll really actively promote the Marine Stewardship Council.
I was excited to see the culmination of the marketing strategy Rupert and I had discussed in Hastings.
This is the manifestation of that idea. I wasn't able to discuss it with you fully in Hastings, but you are absolutely right. For us to succeed, we have to leverage other people's resources to engage with end consumers, to really tell them what the certification program is all about.
Other retailers been as proactive as Aeon in taking up your products?
Well, they have, but Aeon is clearly one of the most important partners we have, and particularly in Japan, where we've seen the growth in labeled products go from none 3 years ago to 160 individual labeled products, and Aeon is carrying over 20 products just on their own.
Joint marketing like this should benefit President Myojin back in Yaizu. It could mean more business for his factory. Over a meal prepared by his wife, we celebrate his MSC certification. This is sustainable skipjack tuna, so we can eat as much as we like without any guilt.
Because of the MSC certification, I could become friends with people like you. I'm so happy.
I always like to participate in local culture. Fortunately, the Japanese are very polite, so they pretend to enjoy listening to Rupert and me massacre an old song.
We're in the shadow. Oh, Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy.
Getting the MSC certificate is just the start for President Myojin. He has big plans for the future. To pray for success and to give thanks, he takes Rupert to an important Shinto shrine. It's over 2,000 years old and is dedicated to fisheries and agriculture. It's where people have always come to pray for good harvests and the safety of their fishermen.
I think it's incredibly fitting, given the mission of the MSC program and the history of this temple, to come here and celebrate and give thanks.
The process starts with a ritual cleansing. There are 8 million Shinto gods, so you need to do something to attract their attention. Saving Japan's fish is just one goal for the MSC. There are bigger challenges ahead.
When I went up there and I understood what the shrine is about and its history, first of all I gave thanks. And my prayer was for the world's oceans and a hope that one day MSC can deliver its mission and that in the future we can have plentiful, bountiful supplies of seafood for future generations. It's as simple as that.
Fish is fundamental to life in Japan. Many people here cannot imagine life without it. Therefore, sustainable fishing is not an option, it is an imperative. And this is true not only in Japan, but in any country that depends upon fish and where people want to continue to enjoy it.
Next time, I'll investigate an extraordinary way to find and destroy landmines.